Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Socially Awesome channel. Elise Smith here. And today we are diving in about mastering content creation and curation for social media. So this entire month, I am going back to the basics of all things social media marketing. So if you're new to following me and new to my channel, I did social media marketing for a little over 5 years for the largest franchise of Domino's Pizza in the US. And so I've got some experience with social media marketing before I started my entrepreneurial journey or my full-time entrepreneurial journey. I'm that girl that's always had the side hustle. So let's just be real. But I am here today and this entire month of June to really focus on the basics of going back to like what is important. Okay. So I want to just welcome you on. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for joining me today. And I hope you'll share this episode with your business bestie that is out there trying to build on social, because let's be honest, what worked in 2018 is not working any longer. Heck, what worked during COVID isn't working any longer. Okay. So wherever you're watching or listening, share and tag someone because they need to hear this. Okay. So in today's digital age, creating compelling and engaging content is key to capturing the attention of your audience, standing out in the crowd of all social media, right? It's so crowded these days. So we got to dive in and explore strategies and best practices for crafting, curating, captivating content that drives results, right? So that's what we want. Now, I will tell you, your content cannot be your whole business strategy. It's important for your content to align with the results that you want, but you can't just throw content out there and post and pray. Okay. So there's a couple things you need to do. The first is you need to understand your audience, right? You got to segment your audience. So start by understanding your target audience's demographics, interests, behaviors, their pain points, right? You've heard this over and over. What are those pain points? What are those pain points? Identify different segments within your audience and tailor their content effectively. So you want the person on the other side of that screen to say, she's talking to me. She is talking to me. So how do we do this? We identify their pain points and their needs, okay? We research and listen to your audience and understand their aspirations, their interests, what's keeping them awake at night, right? And then we use tools like social listening, surveys, keyword research, gathering insights, ChatGPT. Guys, if you have sat on ChatGPT and not jumped on it, you could literally type it in there. If you're in the health and wellness space, gut health. What are a 35-year-old woman's struggles with gut health? Get a list. A list. Like, use the tools that you have to benefit from them, okay? The second thing we got to do is we got to craft that compelling content, right? So we are defining our brand voice and style. This is a whole list of episodes that I've done all about branding, how branding is so much more than just colors and fonts, okay? So, but we're establishing a consistent brand voice and tone that aligns with our values, resonates with our target audience. So I'll give you a very blunt example, but all the things in the world going on right now with Target and this satanic things, right? If I have a voice about being a Christian company, I'm obviously not going to align with that, right? So my content's not going to be pushing things like that, right? You create a style guide too to maintain consistency across all your content. So that's very important as well. If you do have something like being a Christian company, something that is not can't be seen necessarily, include that in your brand guides as well, so that anyone that works on content with you or for you knows that's part of your voice, right? Creating attention grabbing hooks and headlines. These are things that are going to make people stop the scroll. So again, ChatGPT, you can use that. You can literally type in there, create me a crafty title for a podcast I'm writing on content. I did not do that. I did not. Craft compelling headlines, guys, that pique curiosity. They encourage click-throughs. They encourage people to want to listen. Use those captivating hooks in the first few sentences to grab attention, entice readers to continue. I saw a post today that actually said, do not read this if you XYZ. And I mean, hello, I'm like, what are they talking about over there? Not read this. I got to read this. Catchy, guys, get catchy, okay? You've got to have that creativity. And if you don't, use a tool, okay? Leveraging your visuals. So again, a lot of times people will post, the same selfie over and over and over. Your visual can be enticing as well. So you'll often see me like pointing at something or making a face. And I mean, I've done one with my eyes crossed before, and people are like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm stopping your scroll. Now you're interested, right?" So do the same thing with like your images, your videos, your infographics, your GIFs, all of that. Okay. Tell engaging stories. So tap into the art of storytelling. There's got to be a beginning, a middle, and an end, right? And a pain point in between. Make sure that you're telling an entire story, not just bomb dropping facts, right? Use narratives and your experiences to make your examples relatable to people. So I will very often tell a story of something that happened to me and why it's relevant to my audience. That keeps them reading. So that's so important that you do the same, okay? 3, content curation. So identifying your valuable content sources. So what are some sources, influencers, people that are leading in your niche, right? If there's a certain podcast you listen to, a certain magazine you read, stay up to date with your industry news and curate your content with a purpose. So select and curate your content that aligns with your brand's values, interests, audience preferences, and then watch your insights to see what's working and what's not. Okay. Your insights will give you way more information than Google. It will tell you who's watching, how old they are, where they're watching, how long they're watching, all of that. And you create content that performs the best over and over and over again. Okay. And then give credit and build relationships. So if you have borrowed an idea from someone, tag that person. Do collaborations better than competition. 150%. Okay. So really experiment with collaborating, engage with creators, mentioning them, tagging them, fostering that relationship over and over in your content and your stories. All right. And number 4 is optimizing and analyzing content performance. So we hinted on this a second ago, but really experiment with different forms of content, headlines, visuals, call to actions. Try different things until you see what's working for your audience. Identify it, okay? Go through your metrics, track your content performance, your reach, your engagement, your conversion, and continue to do it over and over if it's working. Don't fix what ain't broken, right? If you're performing, your content's performing well, keep recreating it. Recreate it differently. Recreate it again in a different outfit. Package it a different way, but don't change what isn't broken. Okay, often people will get shiny object syndrome and go create something when nothing's wrong with what they've created. Don't do that, okay? Don't get imposter syndrome. If your business is booming, stay the course, okay? So I hope you got some value out of this episode. If you did, take a screenshot, post it in your stories, tag me at Elise One Smith. I would love to share it with my own audience. That is one of the best ways. Ooh, you heard my squeaky chair. That is one of the best ways to grow your own audience is to get in front of other people's audiences. If you're not already in my group, Socially Awesome Entrepreneurs, make sure you click the link in the show notes or the link in my bio to get in there. We do weekly tips, tricks, and trainings to help you grow your business online in there. And that's all of the things that I share are how I got to multiple 6 figures in my business. Okay. And lastly, we recently started our Social Success Academy group coaching, brand new, had our first session last week. And I want to invite you to get on the list for our second wave because we are going to sell out as soon as it opens. So if you've ever wanted to work with me, make sure you shoot me a message so I can get you on the waiting list for our second wave, which will open in September. Okay. So until next time, make it simple, make it social, and make it awesome. Thanks, guys.